Hey Fab Girls, welcome to the next episode of my interview series where I speak to other over 40 fabulous women and hear about how they live their lives with absolute vibrance and live the lives of their choice. And this is really in hope to inspire and support you as the community. Today in the studio, I have a fabulous woman, Vanessa Tyler, and she is an anchor woman and an Emmy nominee and winner, correct? I mean,
that is absolutely correct.
I mean, you've been nominated at least 6 times.
I have.
She's won. She's an anchor woman. She has various different shows. She hosted a show called What's Eating Harlem. Fabulous
Which I enjoyed so much because I'm born and raised in Harlem. And so the show was about all the art, the people, and the history of Harlem, which has an incredible history. So I enjoyed very much writing, producing, and hosting that show.
That's amazing. And she's also doing a new show, so watch the space, ladies. It's called The Spot.
The Spot with Vanessa Tyler. What I did for What's Eating Harlem, how I put that show on the map, I'm going to do with this show. It's going to encompass all of New York City. We're going to do restaurants. We're going to do people. We're going to do art. We're going to do all kinds of things that are incredible in New York, spots that you have to see and spots you must experience.
Fantastic, Vanessa. So the reason why I've asked her to come and chat with me is I actually met her at Diane Gristle's party. You may have remembered her from a while back last year. I interviewed her. She is under the name Silver Disobedience. She's an incredible woman, and I mean, we both think she's incredible, right?
I do. I think Diane Gristle is amazing. She is beautiful. She's smart. And she knows a lot of ways that that touch the human soul and the human spirit.
Yes.
So what she's doing with Silver Disobedience, I find fascinating because she's tapping into a world and an experience that people bet not overlook. You know, you talk about the over 40. The over 40 is fabulous.
Fabulous. Absolutely. So, Vanessa, on that note, so tell me, listen, you are an incredible, accomplished woman. I mean, I'm just, I was reading her bio. There's just so much to speak about. But what are the things that really speak to your resilience, your ability to achieve the goals that you've actually set for yourself?
You know, it's almost a can't stop, won't stop attitude, meaning I knew from a very young age, at age 11, I knew I wanted to be a television news reporter. I won essay contests in school. I loved to write. Let's start there. So what I did growing up in Harlem is I looked for a school that would be a great school to teach me broadcast journalism. So I applied to Syracuse University. They have a school called the Newhouse School of Public Communications, really well known. A lot of the graduates who leave that school are everywhere, the networks, local TV, everywhere. So I applied and I got in. And from there, I went the way we used to do it, market to market to market, to get to my hometown of New York, which I eventually did. But in the meantime, I lived in many different markets around the country and reported and anchored. And I met great friends. I'm the type of person who collect friends, meaning once I leave that city, it's not, oh, see you guys later. You wouldn't want to see. No. I stay with those people, and to this day, people in various cities around the country are my best and closest friends. And eventually I made it to New York. I worked at WPIX, which is the iconic New York television station, for many years. I anchor now, as you mentioned, for FIOS News. I'm the weekend anchor, and I'm working on a couple of projects. So that's it in a nutshell.
So what was your driving force? I mean, you said that you went and found a school that suited your speciality and the dreams that you have for yourself. But, not everybody knows what they want to do when they get, when they're that young. And so how did you get through? Because, I mean, you even won an award for the first, the top Black South African, top African American journalist. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, I almost feel that you should have won the award just for journalist, because does it really matter what the skin color is? But how did you kind of get to those levels of real success, Vanessa?
Just hard work. I mean, showing up and being there. And one of the awards I won from the National Association of Black Journalists, which is amazing because that's the group. Many journalists around the country are a part of that organization, and to win an award from them was amazing. And then I won, as you mentioned, an Emmy, which is, of course, open to everybody, no matter what your skill. And so both are honors of which I treasure. I won AP awards. I won a CBS Award of Excellence. So the thing that drives me most is storytelling. And we talked a little bit about that. I love telling stories. I love telling people's stories. And so it warms my heart, and I've got examples. I don't know whether you want to hear of stories that really touched me throughout my career, and that's why I do it. I really do.
So what I'm hearing is that you're actually focusing on your strengths, and you're saying, this is what I really am passionate about.
Yes.
This is what I really love. And so it sounds to me, and having known you a little bit, not lots, but a little bit, knowing that you just don't take no for an answer. You don't let no stop you. You just forge forward.
Yes and yes. But it's tough. I mean, obviously, you hear no a lot in life.
Yes.
And you can't take no for an answer. But I guess that sounds great. Oh, no, I don't take no for an answer. No is pretty tough.
Yes.
But yes, eventually, you don't take no. And eventually, you get back up and you forge ahead. So yeah, it sounds great, but sometimes it is a little tougher, but you still have your faith, which plays a huge part in my life. And you move forward because you really cannot let something stop you, especially when you know that that's really your destiny and your mission in life. Yeah.
So how does your faith play that role in your really just staying put and continuing on the path?
Yeah, I don't know. I think faith gives you blinders in a sense, where you kind of just look straight ahead. And faith also tells you that if you hold on just a little bit, tomorrow's going to be great. Every day is a day of fresh mercies. And with that, you also know trouble don't last always.
Yes.
All the things that there are to push you forward. And you use that as fuel to go on. And you're not the only one. And that also helps. You're not the only one hearing no. You're not the only one going through something.
Yes.
And so you say it's not about me. And you also know that whatever you're going toward, whatever goal that it is, that you're also doing things for other people. If you don't have selfish intentions, if you're there to help other people, then you have to know that things are going to work out. And I tell myself that every day.
Yes.
Because I also know that, whatever I do, I'm going to help other people. I have people who I'm going to bring with me. I have mentees that I work with now. I'm on a board of an organization that is amazing in New Jersey. And so it's that kind of thing that really propels you and keeps you going forward.
Yes.
So
Speak to us a little bit about, maybe give us one example of a no that you had or that you experienced that was really hard for you to receive, and then how did you get beyond that? Because Vanessa, I love that you say, there are these sayings around there, because they are.
Yes.
And they're very easy for people to say when, but when you're going through that, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I'm going through a tough time and somebody does this too shall pass, sometimes I just want to punch them. I'm like, shut up, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So I love your realness about that.
Yeah.
So speak about a real life experience that you had where a no was a real hard thing for you to hear.
Well, because I often hear no, I'm kind of used to it. So that just goes to show that you just keep pushing. But I can tell you that there are times in life when things are extremely difficult and you do get up and go on the next day. I think the most difficult thing that I've experienced was the death of my mother.
Okay.
Beautiful. Anyone who knows me knows my mother, know my sister. My mother was so pretty and so beautiful inside and out. And when breast cancer took her, it was a blow to my siblings and myself. We were just really, but we also know that, she's with us. I feel her all the time. I look like her, So then I also know that we just keep pushing forward. And that's how I know that this is, whatever doesn't break you, make you stronger kind of thing.
Okay.
And it is absolutely true.
So
You
how
just
was
push
that
forward.
a no for you in a way? I mean, was that...
Well, in terms of no, in terms of career, I get it all the time. I mean, I work in a business where, yeah, you have journalism skills, but there's also something else in television news and being an anchor. It's almost casting in a way, because they have to be looking for your particular type, my type, an African-American female. And, that goes into play a lot. So maybe the no is from that.
Yes.
Who knows?
Yes.
Probably so.
So
but you just keep pushing.
Tell us of a no that was very personal, something that you went after, that you really, really wanted, that you saw yourself doing. It could have been a project or whatever, and you got a no. What was that no like for you, and then how did you move on from that?
Well, it's always devastating. I mean, let's take career.
Yes.
There were jobs I applied to, network jobs, other anchor jobs, in reporting jobs, and you get a no. And you say to yourself, well, why? You have the experience, you have everything that you need, you did everything you were supposed to do, and it's still a no. At that point, you either wallow in it, take it personally, which of course, how could you not? And then you move forward. You have to. I mean, I don't know any other way to explain it except for, I get no's all the time. You read emails as no, you dismiss it in terms of, not blowing it off, but dismiss it in terms of that's not going to stop me. And you just go forward.
Yes.
Maybe for me, I don't see it as something that I dwell on, because there's so many no's, but there's so many ways that you keep getting up and keep going. It's almost natural for me. So, not that I'm avoiding your question. Now that you're asking me, wow, what did you get no on? Well, I got no on a ton of things. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like just one thing that just stopped me in my tracks. That's very interesting. Now that's empowering me a minute by your question, because you asked it twice. And I said to myself, while you're asking, gee, I have so many. Yes. But I can't stop. I just don't know.
What I love about what you're saying, though, Vanessa, is that you've accepted it as part of the process. And I think that is so important. I think when women are forging forward, I'm just thinking of the kind of women who often, women at our age, when we're over 40, we go through these massive transitions, and they can be sometimes chosen and sometimes they're circumstantial. You could have lost a spouse. You could be going through a divorce. Your husband leaves you. You now need to go back and work. Or maybe you've woken up one day and thought to yourself, oh my goodness, what am I doing anyway? I now want to do something different with my life. Whatever it is. And so then as we start in the process, and we get our first no, and maybe our second no, and our third no, it can stop us in our tracks and sometimes make us doubt the very thing that we're forging towards. However, if you know, and I've experienced this as well, if you know that the no is part of your process, and it just is there to either direct you slightly differently, or to say, no, not this way, that way, or not that, even though you think it is. And for me, and I can relate to what you're saying about faith, because, moving to New York has also been, I've had plenty of no's and plenty of moving in different directions and plenty of challenges, which I've spoken to you about some, and some I've spoken to my viewers. It's challenging. If I came thinking it was going to be easy and everything was going to fall into place, I would have been home by now. But does it make it that moving to New York wasn't the right thing for me? Absolutely not. It just has made me stronger. It's made me more resilient. It's made me more determined. And when I get those no's, I go, okay, not that one. Now let me find which one.
You have to be fearless. I think that's another word we can put into that as well.
Or feel the fear and do it anyway.
Because
I'm a lot, like, I'll be honest. I have struggled with levels of anxiety moving here, being away, my husband not being here, being in a different city, my friendships not being here, people, although I've made amazing friends, incredible people, anxiety comes, and I've also become really kind of friends with it. And say, okay, well, this is what it is. I am stepping outside of my comfort zone, which means I'm going to feel afraid, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. I think that's important. And I also think that when you look at what's going on in our society, I mean, we have to be real. Those issues are real.
Yes.
There are real reasons why age, race, sex, all play a part in decisions for advancement.
Yes.
And those things you really can't do anything about. You can't make yourself younger. You can't make yourself whiter. You can't make yourself a male. So in spite of that, you still have to go on. And maybe that's why I am stronger as a result of it, because I know I have all those things working against me, and yet I still pursue. And growing up, I was always told by my mother that you can do anything. So she gave me that strength, to push on, because we know, I grew up in Harlem, which, people like, hear you in Harlem, you're going to make it. But people don't realize Harlem is probably one of the most amazing places to grow up, because the community helped you. The community loved me. The community knew that I was special and, pushed me forward. And so I'm a product of it. And I'm very proud of that. And I use that strength to move forward. So whenever I move in life, I'm taking all those people from Harlem with me. I'm taking everything with me as I move and present to the world.
That's incredible, Vanessa. I sense that, it's not what you've said, but it's more a sense that I get from you, that you also are a woman who is aware that the opportunities that you have, you're using for good. You're using to inspire other people to say, you can go after your dreams. You can achieve the things that you want to achieve. And don't let the color of your skin, your gender, your age, your body shape, your size, any of those things stop you. In fact, sometimes I think they're your very asset.
Yeah.
I think you have accomplished incredible things.
Thank
you.
You've
accomplished them. And the reason why you've accomplished them is because of who you are. And that really inspires other people and other women to go out and do those things. And I think that is hugely valuable. And that's why I wanted to speak to you today, because, this is really about inspiring women and just saying, don't stay in your box, ladies. Don't think that because you're over 40, it's too late for you, because it's never too late, right?
And it's not too late. And not only were you talking about things I've accomplished in the past, I'm thinking about things I plan to accomplish in the future. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of shows. I have documentary in me that I would like to get out, that I would love to do. So, I have a lot of things still on my agenda that I am pushing toward.
Yes.
So, I'm not nearly done
yet.
Oh
no, you are far from done. Let me tell you, there's amazing stuff to come. So I'll definitely put Vanessa's details below so that you can follow her and you can stay updated on that. So now, obviously, Vanessa, this is a fashion show, and although we talk about everything of fashion and otherwise, let's come down to the pressures that you feel as an anchor woman and as a TV personality. How do you maintain a level of image that is sustainable? Do you have a team of, excuse my ignorance, but do you have a team of people to make up and hair and make sure that you look so perfect on camera?
Well, you know, it's so funny. I'm going to start here. Fashion in the news business has changed dramatically. When I began anchoring, you had a blouse and a jacket.
Yes.
Now, if you have on a blouse and a jacket, you almost look old-fashioned. Everything is about dresses, bodycon dresses. So I am a dress fanatic. So it's so funny. I took all my jackets. I had about 20 red jackets, 20 gold jackets, 20 blue blazers, 30 green.
Wow.
My closet was crazy. I took.
She doesn't live in New York City. You can tell.
No, I have
a tiny closet space in New York City.
I have large. I took all those things and I donated it to the Salvation Army.
Amazing.
And so for the show What's Eating Harlem, I had a stylist, Vanessa Olds of the Style Lab. She is phenomenal. But for my news job, I'm pretty much on my own.
Wow, that's so interesting because I think that there's a misconception that you have a whole team. I mean, I would have thought that you'd have a team behind you to do makeup, hair, clothing, everything. So you have to do that all yourself. Yeah, Vanessa?
Well, my makeup is, thank you, Kim Baker. Kim Baker of Glamazon by Kim Baker. She does my makeup for the show, my shows, and provides makeup for my news. Of course, I wear traditional MAC and all the rest of the stuff too.
Yes.
So I have a little help.
Okay.
But, you know, day to day, I'm out there on my own. And the funny thing, Tracy, is that I sometimes forget what I wore. So I have to keep in mind what I wore so I can try to have a wider rotation so it would not look like I'm wearing the same dress over and over. So I have to be very careful of that.
Okay.
But my challenge is always making sure that things look very chic. Not to when I was a street reporter for many years, meaning I was on the street covering breaking news, shootings, fires, etc. And one of the photographers from another station said, "You always look like you're going to a party." So, as you know, you have to watch that. But I do like dressing up, and I do like looking as chic as I possibly can. Not too sexy, but sexy. You don't want to look too dour. So I do wear a lot of dresses. I try not to make it too low cut because I'm a little more endowed than normal. But I really want to make sure the middle area looks flat. So, you know, I know we talked maybe some wrap dresses for me or something like that. I kind of like that. Ruching, my friend. Yes. So I like that. I like wearing like faux leather dresses. I just love fitted clothing. I wear fitted clothing. I'm not too much into the skater or the loose fitting.
Yeah. So it sounds to me, Vanessa, that really it's around learning what you feel comfortable in and making sure that you have enough options to cater for your various different roles that you play.
That's exactly right, because I do speaking engagements a lot. In fact, I have 2 coming up this week. And so there I'm a little more, how can I say, daring. In terms of what I would wear.
Sure.
And then, of course, I have the show, which you can be a little more daring.
Yes.
But then news, I try to keep it somewhat conservative, but still modern.
So, Vanessa, what would you say is your top tip for women, everyday women? I mean, you're an anchor woman, so you need to look a certain way every day.
Yes.
And you need to look good, you're on camera. But what is your fashion or style tip from your experience that you would give to women who are just wanting to look good as an everyday thing?
My fashion tip would be to women to have your clothing fitted to you as much as possible, not tight, but fitted. Make it look almost tailored to your body. I think a lot of women wear clothing that's a little bit too loose.
Yes. I think I'm so happy you're saying that. Because I find these big bags just really they actually make you look bigger than you are.
Yeah.
And a lot of women are wearing those in an attempt to hide certain things, but actually they just make them look bigger.
Isn't
Sorry,
that something?
ladies, but it really does.
Yeah, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And I think there's a difference. I like what you say, because there's a difference between fitted and ultra tight.
And ultra tight.
But as women, we kind of think in extremes. You know, we think either we wear super baggy or we wear super tight, and there's nothing in between. But there's a whole stack in between, so we can wear a whole bunch in between.
You know, and also I like a color. Now, normally I'm a really bright color person. I'm surprised I haven't.
Unlike today, right?
Well, the reason I just wore the silver, you know, because we have snow coming, and I have on black, and I have on black stretch pants as well.
Yes.
So the whole outfit is, you know, like a superhero outfit. Yes. But normally I do wear a color, but I find that, especially New Yorkers, we do wear a lot of black. And black is a very slimming color, very forgiving. So you always look fabulous, but you have to have something to pop in that black, whether it's some, you know, necklace or something that's got to draw the eye somewhere.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
Lipstick, something.
Yes. Vanessa, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And let us know, ladies, what did you find the most useful? What is your big take home? I'd love to hear. Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you haven't already, if you want more inspirational tips, be sure to subscribe to my channel. So on Tuesdays, I do fashion videos, ordinary fashion tip videos. And on Fridays, I do interviews like these. And this is really a place where we as women can just have the real conversations. I just feel as women over 40, there's so many conversations we're not having, and we feel very alone in our processes. And I want you to know, ladies, you are not alone. There are so many of us who are struggling with similar things, and some of us who have come on the other side of those challenges, who can really just encourage you to live your best possible life ever. So till next week, see you then. Bye.